What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Sonny, you want to say what up?
Hey y'all. I'm sorry, I was gathering my faculties.
Oh, yeah, no worries, no worries. Welcome to tonight's show. We got a great show lined up for you guys. Just trying to get ready. Like Sonny said, she got to get her faculties. I had to get my screen together. I forgot I had an extra screen sitting here, so I decided to go ahead and hook it up so I
Oh, you
can.
got the double screen, you got the two screens with the laptop?
Yeah. I usually just have my laptop going, but this time I got both, so I need to open it up.
Yeah.
So yep, so I got this
I
going.
tried. I don't know why mine went weird. It went to everything was on the same screen, the same thing. So I was like, okay, no, I
Oh,
can't.
it was duplicated. Yeah, you just got to go into your display
I was
settings
trying
and
to do it where it could identify it. Yeah, but it wasn't doing it.
oh, got you. Yeah, that's always
So
tough.
I don't know. I think I'll have to restart, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we got great show lined up as usual. We got some trending topics. We got some Reddit topics. We got some, but guess I can start calling. I know somebody else got this kind of copyright. And I don't know if it's copyrighted for real. Got this on lock, but we always talk about people polls around here, so we're gonna probably talk about a couple of those, and then the usual, just chop it up and make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can join us. Make sure you comment. We love to hear from everybody that's
That part.
watching, engage with us. And hopefully I can figure out how to do there's a new feature where we can show comments on the side without having to jump right into them. So I'll
Oh,
figure it out.
really?
Yeah, they
Oh,
got a whole
oh,
new,
so StreamYard done upgraded?
yeah, they done upgraded us again. You know how they do.
What?
So
We off that good
yeah,
old upgrade?
right. But yeah, in the meantime, as usual, we're gonna chop it up about a few things. Before that, though, give Sunny a little bit more time with me as well while I get my topics together. Just make sure you guys head over to our Creator Spring webpage so you can get content. Sunny's got on one of the shirts.
Yeah, I just
Make sure-
updated this shirt actually. I
oh,
just
right.
updated the shirt.
Yeah, we got a
I
whole brand
added,
new version of it. So make
yeah,
sure you
I
guys
added
go over
a
there.
lot of content, a lot of different items to the list. I still have to go back in. I have some other things I want to add to it as well. So definitely check that out because it's new content, it's new merchandise there. There's updated shirts, and there will be more stuff to come. So
Oh yeah, gotta hook up my wardrobe then.
yeah, because I was like, oh, like I thought of a couple things, and I'm gonna get back to our phrases.
Oh, right.
Um, like when we say something like a lot, I'm gonna add more of our phrases to it.
Okay.
So I'm super excited about it. But yeah, I definitely updated this shirt. This shirt is completely updated. If you had this shirt, we appreciate you. You can still rock it. It's a part of our alumni outfits or merchandise. But yeah,
Yeah, if you got the OG shirt, make sure you
yeah.
guys hit us
I
up
think
in
I'm
the
bringing back
comments.
Commander Cheeto.
Oh yeah. I forgot we had taken that down,
Yeah,
and now we're back to Commander Cheeto days. That's crazy. I thought this would never happen, but
yeah.
sadly, sadly it has.
I was looking
Speaking
for
of,
that shirt. I can't find that shirt. I have so many TikTok videos with that shirt on.
oh right, yeah, seriously, yeah. Speaking of Commander Cheeto, but on a side note, did you hear about the Doge leader being leaving the White House? Elon Musk, he has officially left the White House after. And the funny thing is watching the difference between how it's reported, right? So I don't generally watch a lot of news, but when I do, or news on like TV, but when I do, usually if I'm at the gym or something, I might catch the MSNBC, Fox News, or CNN, right? Because they have it on the gym screens, whichever one is going. So the difference between how they report this information is so funny because, like, Fox News will be like, yeah, the end of his 130-day appointment, blah, blah, blah. Like it was supposed to end in 130 days. CNN's like, yeah, he's leaving early.
Like,
He's
child.
resigning. He's resigning early. And then I forgot how CNBC was doing it, but yeah, they all have their own viewpoint of how this all went. But long story short, Elon Musk is out. He is no longer
They kicked him
part
out
of
the
the
club.
Trump administration. He has decided to end his Doge appointment, and he said it's not the end of Doge, it's just the beginning. It's going to be a new era. I know that one of the biggest things about this is the fact that he had been uh, getting a lot of flack because of some of his actions and the way he'd been kind of portraying himself in the administration. Some of the actions that his agency took, the fact that he's not an American citizen and was able to be in part of the American government, all those things kind of culminated into a lot of flack for his companies, Tesla and SpaceX. But most billionaires do, he trudged along and he's made some decisions, primarily leaving the administration. And I don't think he spoke to the reasons other than he felt like it was that time. He felt like it was a turning point for his agency, and that he would be leaving a legacy that they can continue. Some of the news outlets are reporting that it's coming off of the heels of him criticizing Commander Cheeto's big beautiful bill that he said was a bit of too much overspending or not trim enough, that kind of thing. So what's your take on this? Do you think there was some kind of rift between the two of them? Do you think it was just Elon's time to go, or what was your thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it a bug. I really don't care, but I feel like it's they had a little beef, they had a little turf war because Elon really was the president, and that's how he was out here being in stuff that he had no business being in, being a part of things that he had no business being a part of, just because he's a money guy. So nobody cares. It's not him leaving doesn't help or benefit us in any way, shape, or form. It didn't benefit us when he was there. It's not going to benefit us when he leaves. Trump is doing Trump things, a bunch of rigmarole and out here, and maybe he was just embarrassed because a lot of I listening to him, it sounds like I made that TikTok of every time Trump say something, it's like, what's going on? Like, what? Because it's like, what else can you do? Like, there's nothing that this man could do to surprise me. But maybe he surprised Elon, and Elon was like, yeah, I'm out. But either way, I don't care because him being there or not being there does not affect me. I think I don't give a goddamn.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like you said, from a personal standpoint, definitely don't care. Because I wasn't following it enough to even understand how he was able to be appointed into this position, or
just rigmarole.
But definitely saw the ramifications of that agency and what he was pushing to do, what Trump wanted him to do, and all that kind of thing, and seeing this all kind of come to an end in terms of this criticism that he gave to the bill, as well as his companies feeling kind of some of this flack behind him, the Nazi salute situation, the fact that he's dabbling in government, the fact that he's aligning himself with Trump. A lot of that took a toll on his
brand,
automobile business, and the fact that people started to feel like he had his hands or his self too deep into American government to be a proper businessman and that kind of thing for auto companies. So the company itself, Tesla, has been getting a lot of threats, a lot of attack, like physically attacked. There's been dealership explosions and vandalism, and people's cars are getting keyed and vandalized and things like that. So I feel like it's been definitely one of those things where it probably should come to an end, just so he can salvage what he has, get himself out of that spotlight a little bit, because I think that he's always been in the spotlight, but he's never had this kind of scrutiny behind that spotlight like he has with this Doge agency.
I agree. It's just too much. It's a lot. I think a lot of people take a lot of flack because of dealing with Trump or relying themselves with Trump. And not to say they don't have their own shit outside of Trump. It's just now everything is now brought to light. And if you want some of your business to be your business, you should not be aligning with such a person as such as Commander Cheeto.
Right. No, real talk, real talk. All right. So enough about Musk and Cheeto. Um, Definitely want to get into one of these
In this picture,
trending
he do
topics.
like a Cheeto though. He look like orange Cheeto.
He's definitely a Cheeto. He's
He's a
definitely a
color.
Cheeto.
He's a color man and don't even want to be a color man.
Right. Right. So I'm trying to remember the name of the kid. So did you hear about the kid that got unfortunately unalived after robbing a woman's home? And
I saw the video, and I'm just, yeah. Go ahead, continue.
yeah, so yeah, the video was the shocking
Mhm.
part where he had burglarized this woman's home and ended up getting caught by the homeowner, and she shot him and everything. I believe it was his sister and one of his cousins that uh, got in front of the news outlet, giving an interview, and said that they felt like he shouldn't have been harmed by the homeowner. The homeowner was in the wrong, and the whole thing about him being the burglar, the assailant, just kind of flew over their heads.
Yeah, and that's it's a hard. Not it's not very hard. It's very calculated, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this person, because like this, let's keep it a buck. And this is why I say certain things that we talk about or certain things that people say out loud in the public should just be like you need to take accountability. You need to hold people accountable. So if that's you in your house, sleeping or not, and someone comes into your house, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know they're coming to rob. You don't know what they're coming to do. All you
Right.
know is that your home, the place where you lay your head and your kids are at, if she had kids, or just your place that's supposed to be yours, your peace. Somebody has now violated that peace,
Right.
and now you're terrified because someone came into your space and violated. They weren't let in; they let themselves in, and that's the thing we have to take away. Like, yes, this young life. It's sad that it's gone, but like his actions were a direct reason as to why he's no longer with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, this child decided to do this, and now they're not here anymore because you can't do things and then be upset with the consequences. Because if somebody comes to my house and I have something to protect myself, I don't know what you're doing. I know where I am. It was a guy coming in people's houses, breaking in, robbing and raping the women that were inside.
All right.
So with that in my mind, I don't know what was going on where they are, but like when somebody comes to your house, it's a violation number one. You're gonna protect yourself by any means because you don't know what they're doing. So the fact
Right.
that she shot first, asked questions later, that's it. If that was she was on the other foot, you would essentially do the same if you had the equipment to defend yourself. Bat, um, whatever you use, knife to stab this person or a bat to beat them bloody, they violate your house, and unfortunately, they cause themselves to be a victim, right? Let's call
Right.
it what it is. So in this position, if I'm coming from that standpoint, is yes, I feel sad that this young man lost his life, but his actions were a direct reason of why he lost his life. You cannot invade someone's home, and they're supposed to just you. It's like starting to fight with somebody, and then the person you started to fight with end up killing you. You started the fight.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
they could have stopped. They could have done anything to stop this situation. They could have once they got you down and where they felt like they were safe, yes. But you can't tell someone how to react. If you come into my house knowing I know what I know and what's been going on in my neighborhood,
Right.
and if I had a weapon, which I don't have a gun. But if I do have weapons in here, but I don't have a gun. But if I had a gun and I shot the person that came into my house, I'm not I I would if I was a kid, if it was a kid that I know I shot, I would feel devastated because that has to hurt that you took someone's life. So I'm pretty sure that woman is probably upset that she took someone's life, but at the same time, she was in fear of hers. She was in her house, minding her business, not bothering nobody, and someone violated her space. So while it's that feeling of damn, I just killed someone, but at the same time, I'm justified in that action of that makes sense versus what we see now, somebody run away from something and somebody getting killed. No, that's different. But when you enter someone's space, that's a very different thing. And for me, I'm coming. You come to my house, bitch. I got a bat. I'm coming. I got a metal bat. I'm cracking you until you stop moving. Mm-hmm. I don't like, and if it die, I'm gonna be sad because I killed somebody. But at the end of the day, I knew I protected myself and my child in my house. So while I'm gonna be hurt that I've taken a life, I'm also gonna be happy that I'm still here because I don't know what you were doing.
Right.
I have no idea what you could have done. I don't know what your intent was. She don't know if that boy was just coming to rob her and leave. She does not know. All she knew is that her house was violated. She had to protect herself, and by any means, Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. And unfortunately, this child was taken at 17. It's sad as fuck because his parents got to mourn him. I feel bad for that mother. I feel bad for the siblings and the family because they lost a life. It's unfortunate, and as sad as I feel, you're outraged because he violated somebody's space. If somebody came in your house and he shot somebody and you shot somebody and it happened to be a 16-year-old kid, yes, you will feel sad and disheartened by it. You will feel a way about it. But at the end of the day, you don't know what that person was coming to do. So you don't. Exactly. So while it's a sad thing, yes, I get it that you could be the outrage is crazy to me.
Yeah, not only the outrage, but the reason behind the outrage, right? You know, the one young lady said that, you know, she was she felt like it was way beyond the law, way beyond what was needed because he shouldn't have. He had a future ahead of him. She said that he had goals. He was a funny guy was very big on education, and he loved learning. But ma'am, he was robbing somebody. He was violating somebody's privacy in their home. The 54-year-old woman found or saw him robbing her home on camera. She goes and finds him climbing out the window. And yeah, you know, I think the whole circumstances overall were probably not the best situation, but it was still a situation, like you said, that you can relate to. Somebody's robbing your home, they're in and out of your house, and they get into a scuffle, and then she, like you said, doesn't know what this kid is trying to do, and so she decides to shoot him, you know, because she doesn't know that if he's a kid, right? You know, and that heat of the moment, you got a 17-year-old. I could imagine, especially a older woman like that, she's probably not checking his ID. You know, let's just be honest.
She ain't checking his ID. It's a black man in my house. It's tall, probably tall, or even if he's not, it's somebody in my house that I don't know. I didn't invite. It didn't come through the front door. I didn't let you in. You're in my house. Right. I don't know what you're here for. So
yeah, and then they were saying like they wanted him to be, or they said that she should have waited until the police arrived. It's Miami-Dade for one. In any big city, I'm not even gonna put it on Miami. It's not just Miami. It's any big city. Waiting for the police, you might as well just go ahead and hand all yourself to the robber and then go back to sleep, because at this point they're not coming. They're not coming.
They take forever.
Yeah.
They take forever, and it's especially in a black neighborhood. They ain't coming immediately. And sometimes they just don't come immediately. This is the situation where stuff happened here around my neighborhood, and the cops took forever in a day. Like, it's been times where somebody could have been helped, but the cops took forever in a day. And unfortunately, that's life. And like I said, it's sad because somebody this young, and whether or not he decided to do one, maybe he was the best kid ever. He was a good boy, right? He did, and to say he never did nothing to nobody is crazy. He went into my house. He invaded someone's house. So to say he did nothing to nobody is ludicrous, right? But to say he was an upstanding citizen up until this day, he decided to do whatever for whatever reason, peer pressure or not. You have violated someone's space in the place that they call home, where they rest their head and they're supposed to feel safe. And this happens. I would never want to be in that situation where I would have to defend myself in my own home. I've been in a situation where somebody kicked in my door and I lost it because at that moment we got into a situation. It was an argument. Shit went left, got into a fight, and they did that. They violated, and the fact that they violated my home in that way, because I didn't do that to them. You violated my home. So now all bets are off. Cops called and everything. Fuck them. I didn't care about no cops. My home was violated because now I can't shut my door properly. My kids live here. Like they have to be able to be sleep at night and be safe. Like anything happened at this point now. So it's that mindset of the lack of safety that you felt safe in your home, mind your business, and now someone decides to violate your house, and it's a sad situation because it's a kid that's young, but at the end of the day, he knew better.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not he was a good kid the day before, he chose not to be a good kid that day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you said, it doesn't matter if he was a good kid yesterday. He's not being a good kid today. What's up, Hank? What's good, bro?
What's up, gang? I'm sitting here listening. I remember this post. This is a bad situation. Let's start with that because somebody did lose their life.
Yes.
He could have, nobody's denying, he could have been a kid that was good and had a future to do this, that, or whatever. But you put yourself in a situation where things change in 2 seconds, in 1 second. The decision to go into somebody's house, the decision to get in the car with your friends, especially at that age, you don't know what's in the car. You don't know what's in the house. You don't know who house you're going in. You don't know what this situation is. So, like Sonny is saying, if you got a home, somebody's violating your home. Like, I worked hard to get this drawn. My kids stay here now. My kids don't feel like this is home. You don't feel like it's home when somebody invades your space. When somebody kicks your door in or climbs in the window, or however it is that they intruded your space, it no longer makes that person feel like this is the place where everything is cool, where I could relax, where I can let my hair down, where I can do whatever the hell it is that I want to do.
Yeah.
You put yourself in that situation. Sometimes people learn it's too late.
Yeah. And that's the sad part because he was too young.
It's too late. Yeah, 17, you too stupid to know you stupid at 17.
Yeah.
And at 17, you think you got all the time in the world. And you might not know I got 20 more minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a sad thing all around. Like even with the lady who shot and killed this boy, she probably, and that's the thing, like she's not like she's celebrating that she killed somebody's kid, right? She's probably in her mind going through an emotional turmoil because I would feel that same way. Like, right? If I'm in my house and I killed somebody's kid that violated my house and came in here and tried to steal some stuff and not end up beating them to death with a bat, like I would feel like I'm protecting my family. I was justified, but at the same time, that's somebody's kid.
Right.
And as a person, as a human being, for one, that's just you just killed somebody. That's a struggle, a battle some people can't get over in itself. That's therapy all at once, right? On top of somebody violating your space and you're not feeling safe in your own home. And on top of that, you justifying it mentally and understanding, yeah. Like I said, we could have this conversation. Yeah. I'm justifying it because they violated and I did this. It's justified. But at the same time, that emotional is a whole different ball game because two things happen. You ended somebody's life, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And you even off of just a knee-jerk reaction, somebody robbed my house, I'm shooting them. Like I don't even, whatever. And it's a lot to deal with. So like even if she feels like it's bad, she probably feel bad already. Like she don't need these people on it. I mean, I get them going on TV and saying how they feel, but at the end of the day, like I feel like I would be one of those people if my child committed a crime and something happened to them. I would be upset, hurt, mourning, and everything like that, whatever. But I don't think I would publicly sit out here and say that, especially when they were committing crime, that they was a good boy. Like sometimes good kids do unfortunate things.
Right.
And no matter how you raise them, and whatever happens, you still got to deal with the fact that they did something stupid that cost them their life. And it's like, it's a cautionary tale to say that you could do one thing stupid in your life. You've been an upstanding citizen this whole entire time. One stupid thing and it's over for you.
Right.
And it's a cautionary tale to anybody. Don't violate people's home because people are able to carry guns. People are able to,
And in Florida, of all places, where stand your ground is the thing.
So she's not going to be a prosecutor or anything like that. We anything like that, whatever. We saw Jim Zimmerman get off with chasing the kid down and got off with that. So, like, let alone somebody coming into your space, violating space. Like I said, I feel she was justified because she don't know what she was coming to do. All she knows that you were in the house you weren't supposed to be, and she felt safe, and now she feels like she's violated, so she did what she did.
Right.
But at the same time, she's very aware that she took somebody's child from them. She's very aware. Whether or not she intended to do it or not, she probably just shot him and didn't realize where she shot him. She just shot because and probably scared to death and just shot, like knew where to aim, knew how to aim and shot. And then unfortunately he probably was in motion, bullets travel. I don't know if she, I don't know the super detailed circumstances of it, but she probably didn't even intend on doing that. And like, that's got to mess with her.
That's now the thing that nobody ever talks about is when, like you said, this is just a bad situation all across the board. When somebody takes somebody's life, they dealing with that for the rest of forever. Like,
yeah, I know somebody that hit a little boy on a bike.
Yeah, they still get to be home. They still get to. Go ahead, you start breaking up. Say that again.
Oh no, I was saying I know a lady that's a church woman. She hit a little boy. He on a bike, darted out in the street, not paying attention to traffic laws. She didn't even see him. That's how fast he came. And she hit him with his car, like hard. Like she was coming down the street, regular speed. She's supposed to be going. And he just came off the bike and just flew past her. And in the middle of him going past, she hit him. She didn't even have time to react. She couldn't stop. By the time she stopped, he was already over behind the car. To this, like, I can have a conversation right now. She's still gonna be crying about it. Mm-hmm. Like, even though I believe he's still living, if I remember the story correctly. But the fact that she hit somebody's kid.
Oh yeah. Didn't even go to the finality with that. But it's like that shock of hurting somebody, even intentionally, unintentionally, you're gonna have to deal with that emotional.
Yeah. And that's why I say like that's an emotional thing.
None of that.
Huh?
My John cut out. You said the lady, somebody darted out.
Oh, some lady I knew. She was a church woman. She hit a little boy.
Maybe having some network issues. Yeah, because she was just fine.
Oh, he darted out on a bike in front of her, and before she even saw him, she had already hit him. And she still gets emotional about that to this day. And that was like years and years. Like I met her when I was early 20s. I'm 40 something. So like if I talk to her right now, she's still gonna be upset about it.
Yeah, because that's the thing that's just gonna replay in her head for the rest of forever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Every time she sees somebody on a bike, or like, I mean, how many people? Everybody has been in them situations where somebody, a cat, or something dart out at you that you didn't see. Then you slamming on the brakes, but you slamming on the brakes can startle the person behind you, or you don't know what the hell can happen.
And it's I think it's traumatizing period to kill anybody, whether it's a kid or not. It's just like I unalive someone unintentionally, right? Or intentionally, like you fought for your life and you had to take somebody out because it was you or them. That can mess with you.
A tussle situation and you just start shooting, you ain't know, like it's just you or me type job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
like the guy that I watched
across the board though.
Yeah, I watched Lockup and this guy got into this fight. This guy was talking about how he was so mad he was in jail for life because he got into a fight with a guy on the basketball court, punched him and the guy was arguing about something dumb. He said it was so dumb, it was like $40 or something like that. He said he punched him. The guy hit the ground and they just like whatever, nothing. He eventually got up. He hit the ground so hard, like he got up, but he ended up in the hospital the next day and died. So he got locked up for involuntary manslaughter.
Wow.
And then when he got to jail, he was shocked that he killed somebody. Like he said it was something so dumb that I'm arguing with this man on the basketball court about $40. We playing basketball. We get into this little argument. I punch him, and I didn't even think I punched him that hard, but he hit the ground, but he got back up, and I thought everything was fine. And then he collapsed later on and went to the hospital and never woke up, and then ended up being taken off life support. But like something like that, like it was involuntary manslaughter. Basically, he got charged with it, and then he got more sentence when he got there.
Whole life.
Yeah, his whole life was over at that point, and it's like I didn't mean to do it, but he said that anger in me.
Yeah, he punched him. He definitely didn't mean to end that man's life. I punched him one time, and I'm in jail for the rest of my life because I killed that man. Yeah, that's probably really hard.
Yeah, so he was like, this is why I tell people anger issues ain't. He was talking about anger issues don't like you don't even like something like that. Like you're not thinking that you're gonna kill somebody. Like, and I gotta live with the fact that I killed the man unintentionally.
Thought was I'm about to go hoop today. That's what I thought. I'm about to go. Right. I'm about to go get some wrecking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's jump on a little more lighter note, a little lighter
That's
topic.
random.
So I was watching Kev on stage, one of his reels. I think it was today or yesterday, and he brought up a thing, and I've thought about this question in the past because I've done this so many times. If anybody's ever watched or if anybody's been following me for years, I went through a whole evolution of when I discovered social media. I started off slow, tried to get used to it, tried to figure it out. And once I figured it out, I went crazy, right? I was like
Yeah.
oversharing. I was on there all the time. I was almost addicted. That's how I got into blogging, right? Because at some point I was challenged, like, get off of social media, go do something else. And so I kind of halfway cheated and started doing blogging, right? So I
That's
got
how
into
you met
blogging.
me. I'm glad.
So I met Sonny, and that's how I started doing blogging and podcasting to get away from social media so much. I got back into it and was back into the kind of the swing of things, but then it started to decline my usage. And now I'm at this point now where I still use social media sometimes, just for a little bit of entertainment, not a lot. And then most of the time, some of the things like Facebook is one of those ones where I'm rarely on. When I am on there, it's to kind of jump in, maybe say happy birthday to somebody if I even look at that part, and then I'm right back off. So I rarely get on there. So when this question popped up, I thought it was so fitting. It was so relatable to me. And the question that Kev on stage asked, I was like, that was kind of relatable to me too. So the first part of this is, would you be mad if your friend or family congratulated you privately, like on text or direct message, something like that, instead of in your
Oh
newsfeed and your
God.
comments on social media?
Say
And
something.
like I
I thought
said,
about this.
for me, it was something that I've been thinking, I had thought about, because like I said, when I send, birthday wishes and things like that, if I know your birthday, I'll send it to you in the text message. If I'm on Facebook, if I happen to be on Facebook, I might use Facebook, but more than likely, it just becomes more convenient for me just to send a private message or a private chat or a private text message versus being on social media, because I don't have time to be looking for your account anyway. So what do you guys think about this?
Hi, do you want to go first?
Social media is not real. Okay. Social media is for rolling and entertainment purposes only. Okay. I got 5 Instagrams, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Shout out to Facebook for letting you know when niggas' birthdays is.
That
Cause
part.
you definitely be forgetting about niggas' birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have your phone number, never will I ever at you on Facebook like happy birthday situation. This is a personal thing, a personal celebration for you. And if I personally have your phone number, I tell people all the time, everybody doesn't get my phone number. So if I gave you my phone number and we have some kind of rapport and I can send you a message about whatever, if you posted a
Mm-hmm.
picture because you was in a car accident, whatever the hell the situation is, even in our group message, when somebody says that they have something, I hit that person individually
He
because it's
does
Mm-hmm.
do
not
that.
about
Yes.
grandstanding for everybody. And some niggas will grandstand for everybody else to see. Let me make this great long post about it's Sonny's birthday because I know Willie gonna see that I posted this. And that's what some niggas do. I'ma steal the
Mm-hmm.
last 6 pictures you posted, put a little happy birthday under it, and bang, look at how much I love Sonny. I hate shit like that.
Right.
That's why I always tell people, give me the flowers while I can smell them. Let me know these things.
So
Don't do it for the internet so you get 100 to watch this reel and 25 likes and be like, yeah, this was popping today. Like that shit is corny and weird.
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna say
Sonny.
this because y'all men, y'all can say that, right? That makes sense. This is a female. This is more of a female question because most dudes don't really care about social media. And to my point, you guys have proven that, right? Um, I don't care about social media. I really don't.
At all.
To an extent, but at the same time, all my social media is public, so I can get paid. So, um, I'm a person that I will say happy birthday to you solo. I was happy Father's Day and miscellaneous stuff. Congratulations on stuff that I know going on with you. But I
Mm-hmm.
also will do the social media thing. For 2 reasons. It's not an obligation. I feel like people aren't obligated to do nothing. They don't have to do anything. Not wish you happy birthday, not give a fuck about you, say asking for prayers and none of these things. But I feel like in this social media era, a lot of people take things too hard. Now, with that being said, I would rather you promote stuff that my businesses than to say a happy fucking birthday to me. Share, like, subscribe, do all of those things, follow, support whatever I'm doing to make income for my family. Although social media does that for me as well, it's not that much, but every little bit helps. But I feel like I would not be mad if somebody congratulated me on social media, on privately instead of social media. But I do have people that I know in my life that if I do text you privately, somebody in your life is gonna say, "Well, she didn't make a post because everybody else made a post and she didn't." Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Not that I care, but this is why I do dual. I do both because if you're somebody that I love and I know that you're doing something positive, I'm gonna shout you out. Birthday posts, only people I post on my page for birthdays is people I really fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
So like you will see me post "Happy Birthday, Willie" and a picture from years ago, but it'll be a picture of me and Willie, like "Happy Birthday, Willie," whatever. Same with Hank. Hank birthday come up, I'm gonna have Hank in a picture. I took pictures with Hank at the podcast link live. So if y'all didn't catch it, go to BS3 Network.
BS3 Network.
Network.
Right now. No, number
yes,
one.
And go watch our first show. You missed the other two ones; they'll be there soon too. But yeah, I'm Hank birthday coming up. I'm gonna post a picture of me and Hank to say shout out to little bro because he's younger than me. I gotta call him little bro. But yeah, all that, and I'm not gonna give a whole paragraph. I'm just gonna say. You taller than me, but I'm older than you. But like I will say, shout out to my little bro Hank, blah 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 blah, whatever. Not a big paragraph. I'm not a big paragraph person. I know who I'm dealing with, right? Mm-hmm. So you have them friends you gotta do a long post for because they need to feel extra special. Yeah. And then you have them friends that don't really give a fuck. The fact that you acknowledge them is enough. But I'm that person. I will do both. I will text Hank and be like, "Happy birthday, Hank. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy your day, whatever you got going on." If I can pop out, I'm outside. But like I'll pull up. If I can pull up, that's me showing my love. That's me. Like if I don't post nothing else, if you have an event and I can come to that bitch, I'm there. I will try to be there to the best of my ability. If I can't be there, I'm gonna shout you out, do a big unproductive extra, make you feel a little special, and then be like, "All right, happy birthday." Right. Appropriately because this man's married and I'm not on that type of time. But those things. But I feel like people, a lot of females, huh?
You know my wife.
Yes, I do. I love her.
I always say my wife is not for the public.
No, I know her. And me and her, I had her cracking up at the last podcast link show.
Yeah,
I had her.
I've met her too. Yeah, she's
cool.
She sat at the table with y'all. That's why I always
tell you. I had her cracking up. We was talking about the service and everything. It was funny, but it was fun. But yeah, I'm that person. But like, I know who I'm friends with, and I know who I'm like. Me showing up is enough. I feel like most of my people know me showing up is enough. I try to make sure I'm available for special events. Like even if I don't shout you out, I'll shout you out later. I'm not big on that. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather you be there to show me love than to actually post anything. We could post it and stuff like that, cool. But like if I'm having something I want you to pull up, I would rather you be there. And I'm not that person that you got to show up with a gift. Just show up. Your presence is my gift. The fact that you took time out today to be there for something that I'm doing is the best shit ever you could do for me. So if you don't want to spend money on me, the easiest way to make me happy is to pull up whatever function I got going on. But yeah, I think more females are more
October.
Yeah, October. You got a date coming up. But yeah, but for me, it's like I think this question is more for females. A lot of females will be upset. I don't think too many dudes are really invested.
I had a real life childhood, like don't remember life without you kind of friend whose birthday came. This individual's birthday is actually this week. Text them on their birthday and they text me back, "Thank you. Why you ain't say it on Facebook?"
No.
For about a week. They were
really
for about a week.
Wait, man or woman?
It's a woman.
That's why. This is why I said this is why I said like ladies, I'm a female. I can't, I'm putting our business out there. We care. Some of us give a fuck. So yes, when he said that somebody cared, I already knew. I ain't had to ask the question. Willie had to ask. I already knew already
That's
knew.
crazy.
That's like
Hey,
that's
son,
like
it was
And see, I thought it was an
Dame. It was
age
really
thing.
Dame.
no, that's women thing, but that's the equivalent of because young kids don't care about that. It's women that really care about it. But like that's like to equivalent to a Taurus. Let me tell you something. A Taurus will remember who's had birthday to them, not necessarily social media or privately. Period. If you had birthday to us, we know it. I told my ex to tell his son happy birthday. He did not. His son checked him like, "Yo, Dad, you ain't happy birthday to me." And this year his dad birthday. Wanna know why? Because bitch, you want to play Tauruses? We about that life. Don't fucking act like you don't know our birthday here. You ain't got to do social media, but you definitely got to call me and say or text me happy birthday. Make me feel a little special. But the question right here below is females. It's females. It ain't no Nick. If a dude acting like that, I would be. I don't know what to say about him.
Be shocked.
But it's a question mark.
He's a little
You don't want Tad on here to get on you about the other comment you was about to make. But I don't know if you saw it. It was good. He made a couple comments about that on Nice post today. But yeah, no, I mean, I can definitely agree about women being more apt to say these things. And actually, I think the post that Kev on Stage was making was regarding a woman.
To a female.
Yeah, and how she felt like her friend was not doing right by sending it in text only, and that she should have commented under her post.
It's a validation, but then it does, but like, because it's not even, and the crazy part about it is, because like for me, it's like, okay, so if my friend's having a function and I can't go, somebody like, why is she not going? Okay,
see, that's a woman thing.
It's those things. It's a woman, like these are women things. So I feel like this is our shit, and I feel like because nobody's not going to care, and that person may not care in the moment, but they got a friend that care and say everybody say happy birthday. Why this person ain't say happy birthday? Like somebody gonna say something to you, and if you like me, like I necessarily because I'll tell somebody why you care. I don't even like you. You more pressed than I am. I know that person. Like I know this person was busy. They was doing something. I don't care. At the end of the day, they showed up when I wanted them to show up, and I'm good. Like I'm not. For me, social media is not it for me. Like I'd rather you show up in my real life.
Right. Yeah.
Than anything.
See,
like
and that's
the thing though that I said of the last show was, like you said, it's a woman thing, but these new age zesty niggas,
that part too.
About damn Willie, you gonna act like you ain't see Facebook told you it was my birthday. You ain't make no whole story about me. Like what? What are you talking about?
That's like I'm gonna ask that after we get done this question because I seen the little trend that was going around and I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, go ahead. We can jump into the next one.
So the trend that the TikTok joke was going around where dudes was calling their male friends and saying good night.
Yeah.
Yo, those responses had me dead because as a female, I can call my friend and say, if I call my friend right now, which I would do on air because I just want to see what she would say and tell her good night. I wonder what she would say because I think we're more acceptable as good nights. Y'all men on another level. If Willie called Hank tonight at 11:40, almost 12 o'clock at night, like, yo, all right. So I know we had a great show tonight, but I just want to let you know good night and sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams took me out, bro. The sweet dreams took me out. I was crying when that one guy said sweet dreams.
That's sweet dreams.
Is crazy.
No, but like,
yo, we have officially crossed the threshold when we hit sweet dreams. You might as well say, "Don't let the bed bugs bite."
Nope, that one guy did. The one guy did. He's like, sweet dreams, good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. He like, the fuck you called me for? Them dudes was snapping. The one dude called and was like, "What? What's going on?" He's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
It was a lot of them asking, "Are you okay? What's wrong with you?" Or what you on?
I'd be like, Willie got cancer. That's fucked up. Damn.
Hey, what would you do?
That's got to be the problem.
Honest opinion, what would you do if Dame called you tomorrow night at 12 o'clock to say you good night, and then he hope you have a good night?
I'll be like, well, get off my phone, bro. What did you doing? So it was funny because I didn't see the trend. My wife told me about it. She was like, look, check this out. And so she sent me the video. The first video, it was just a guy and his friends were like, well, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? And then I watched another one, and that's when the guy said the sweet dreams. And I was like I said, it took me clean out. But I wanted to go do it to my friends, but they were like, one of them had already posted it in the group chat, so I didn't get just to do it. But it was funny because I thought about it. I was like, one of them, I got one friend who if I would have did that, he would have just been like, "Oh, okay, yeah, appreciate you. You know, have a good night." He would have just been like, "Whatever." But two of my friends, I know they'd have been like, "Get
You would've
off
lost
my
it.
phone!" Like, what did you calling me for, dog? I already know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I thought that was like. I was in tears. Me and my sister Naya was in tears watching that. I was like, "Yo, they is snapping."
I ain't gonna hold you. Anything past all right, bro, I'll let you.
All right, bro. Anything past that.
Anything past that is like, this nigga. Yeah, something better be up. Is the kids good? Did your mom everything sturdy? Like,
no, the intro of each of those calls when they were like, "Yeah, I was just calling to check on you." I was like, that would have almost passed okay, but then that they would have doubled back like, everything good? Like, you know what I mean? They still would have doubled back, but it would have it'd have been you know, they'd have been like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm good." Like, you know, what's up? What you hear? You know what I'm saying?
Like, what's going on? Yeah,
they'd be questioning that.
Yeah, I was dying when I saw that. I was like,
that was hilarious.
Because like the one guy got mad. He said, "Where's the Brad button?" If he was, because it made me think of back when you hang up the phone and you get the
oh yeah, right.
Like if he could have did that to that man, that's what type of time he was on. He was like, "What? What you mean, sweet dreams? No, where the fuck is that red button?" He was like, "Here you go." I was like, "Hey,
right."
He was mad, but like it wasn't even like he was faking it. Like you could tell that man was really upset. That like, what type of time? Because he took a long pause and was like, "What?"
Right.
And then he was like, "Where's the red button?" Because this nigga's on some bullshit. Night, I don't want to participate. Right. I was dead. I said so, and then I laughed. I said, "So grown man can't tell their friend good night."
Right.
You need a flip phone for this type of time.
Exactly. I was thinking like the flip phone.
You gotta bang on somebody. You can't pull the phone away from your face, hope the screen lights up, hope that the Bluetooth taps when you hitting it. No, you gotta bang on them like.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't loving on each other. Ain't no good night for me. Ain't no sweet dreams. Don't like the bed, but don't call me with that bullshit. That one man said, "Yo, that you doesn't move with your girl. Why you ain't talking to her?"
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's a good one too. I saw that one. Like, why are you not talking to her? Don't be calling me.
Her. What the fuck you calling me for? He was mad.
Yeah, this nigga gonna say good night in the comments. Hey yo, what's
Jamie. Hey yo,
Jamie.
Hey yo. Come on.
No, because now I want somebody I know to do that and call people. And I want to record their reactions because I think that's I'm gonna be in tears.
I think I might call Dan and say this tomorrow.
No, Dan gonna be like, "Good night."
About you, just wanted to, tell
you. He's not gonna think none of it. He's like, "All right, good night, Hype."
Damn, that was very thoughtful.
But that's the funny thing. It's like you know your friends too. You know the ones that are going to react a certain way, and the ones that are going to be like, "What you want? What's going on?"
Yeah, because they was like, "What's happening? You okay?"
Right, you okay? Like are you sick? One of them asked, "Are you sick?" All right, so this next one,
y'all, I gotta go. Y'all have a good one.
I wanted to hear your point on this one, Hype. This the one.
Come on, go ahead. Let's go.
All right,
the last one.
Y'all saw the chat. Y'all saw the topic. I know y'all done seen it on the internet too. Whose graduation are you attending? Your spouse's double master or your child's pre-K graduation?
This is always very simple. First of all, it's pre-K. If life goes right, you'll have another graduation or two. My spouse is the only choice that I ever made. I didn't get to pick these kids. I didn't get to pick nobody but her. Yeah. I have been to maybe 4 graduations for my lovely queen. Okay.
Oh.
I tell her all the time, unless it's time to pray, you are always the choice. So this is a no-brainer. We gonna get to that pre-K girl. We can tell you it got rained out or anything. It's not like the little one is graduating pre-K next week. We can tell her it got rained out or anything. She won't know or give a damn.
She really won't know. That was my point. That was my point.
Ain't no capping.
They barely know what's happening anyway when they are there.
Exactly.
So I got cheat code. I don't got spouse. So pre-K.
Now you got to make a choice. If you got married tomorrow and your little baby was graduating pre-K, and your spouse was graduating with that double masters. Which one you picking, Sonny?
We both on the pre-K.
We both.
They done got some degrees. You done got a high school degree. You got a pre-K degree. You got a middle school degree. You got a high school degree. You got a college.
He can't even go to his own double masters.
He can go.
No. Where is your pre-K degree at, Sonny? Is it hanging on the
All right, where's your pre-K certificate at, Sonny? Where's your pre-K certificate? My thing is pre-K.
I don't know, but I remember we danced to La Bamba, and I had my shoes off. I had a white dress on.
My thing is pre-K ain't even real school. It's like head. That's not even Head Start, really. Honestly, it's like daycare. It's like adult kid daycare. It's not even real. Like you said, I'm going to make it to kindergarten. I'm going to make it to 5th grade. I'm going to make it to 8th grade. I'm going to make it to high school. Pre-K can slide.
Yeah.
I personally feel like you could probably make both anyway. Pre-K graduation is like 12 minutes. I can get to both. But
so
God forbid it's on opposite sides of the state. Then yeah, I'm going to my wife's double master.
Hold on. Are you going to send this kid to school that day because you're going to graduation? Or you're all going to graduation when the kid don't even go to on graduation?
Well, in this scenario, it was his kid, not her kid. It was his kid's pre-K, but his wife is not her kid. It was her.
Oh, well then so that's different. Yeah, I'm going to the spouse's thing because come on, the mom's there. Sometimes the dad's never there. It's not uncommon for a dad not to be there.
Right. Well,
that sounds bad. That sounds bad. It sounds bad, but it's a fact.
Like, but to your point, one of the parents can make it, right? You know, because like in your situation,
nobody's there.
If your grandbaby was graduating but you got a new spouse and he was like, "Oh, babe, I'm about to get my double masters on the same day as the baby getting pre-K," you're gonna be like, "Well, you know,
I can miss that one.
Her mama gonna be there. It's gonna be somebody gonna be there for her. She's gonna be all right, you know, that kind of thing."
Other grandparents, even though she's
other grandparents, exactly, other grandparents. So yeah, it's not like she's gonna be totally missing out. And I promise, unless you're 7, you're not gonna remember your pre-K graduation. Anyway.
I remember mine. I just told y'all I was in a white dress.
7 is nasty work for your pre-K graduation. Okay. Graduating pre-K at 7.
Oh no! I mean, you're not gonna remember that somebody missed your pre-K.
I don't know who was there. I just know I had a white dress on.
You ain't gonna remember that. You ain't gonna know what happened in your pre-K graduation.
I remember that.
You're gonna be old in the game by the end.
If you are 7 and graduating preschool, if you're 7 and graduating from preschool, you need to reevaluate.
You need to reevaluate your life.
Stay back twice, then you just ain't.
Yes.
You just, stay back both times. No, kindergarten, 5th grade. So yeah, he stayed back twice.
Right.
That's nasty work. All right, y'all. I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta be up at 4.
All right, bye, Hype.
Appreciate you, bro.
Y'all.
Appreciate you.
All right, so Willie, I got a question.
Yes.
So we know that I'm not going to personalize this, but so question: not that it's your situation. I want to preface that this is not Willie's situation, but I'm just going to act the male's opinion. You meet a girl, you're single, you're out there ready to mingle, you're ready to find your life mate for forever, right? Mm-hmm. You bump into girls got a relationship a week ago. And you're like, hey, I want you to be my forever. And it's like, all right, no, I just got something a week ago. What do you think is how would you feel if you keep, you feel like this is your person, but they're not there yet? How would you operate? How would you navigate
that? So, I mean, honestly, from a man's perspective, that happens all the time. You know, some men are out here preferring it. It's a thing. There's some men that just fall into those situations just because they just happen to pop in at the, inopportune time. But in general, I think the biggest thing for me personally, and if I had to give somebody advice on that as well, I would tell somebody else to operate the same way, is that you do have to give that person enough space and time to get over that previous relationship, as well as in my experience, you got to figure out what's still there and what's not there. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter how good or bad it looks to you on the outside, what is that person really feeling and how are they really dealing with that previous relationship? You get into a relationship with somebody who's fresh out of a old fling, a old flame, and either they didn't resolve their issues, or they didn't have their closure, or they didn't have their, or if there was no like thing where it was like, oh no, they were ready to get out of that because it was just like bad, or just so not for them that they were like, oh, I was through with that situation. Unless it's like that, then yeah, you definitely got to be careful, because these old flames, these old situations will pop back and bite you in the butt. And then also, you don't really want to. We were just, me and my wife were just talking about this. A lot of people, and I don't know if this is a lost word, a lot of people don't consider rebound.
Yeah.
Rebound is the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a thing. We used to bring that up back in the 80s and 90s. I don't know what happened in the 2000s. I don't think I hear it often enough.
It hasn't been. I haven't heard it in a while.
Rebound is a thing. You have to ensure you're not just a rebound, because it looks almost the same in terms of the dating could be the same, the interest can look the same, but they may be attaching to you to try to detach from that last situation. And and being that rebound means that they would eventually drop you too, because all of that in that space and that emotion that they're in has to be cleansed. And once they start cleansing that, you're going to go get cleansed right with them, regardless of how good this looks, how good y'all are doing. You could get cleansed right with them, right with that old relationship, because you're a part of that same mental state, that same mindset, and that same emotional that same ball of emotion. Yeah, I honestly think that you shouldn't do it, unless you know that this is definitely something that they're either, not to say they have to be healed from it, but they just definitely need to be
moved on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's how I feel like that too. I feel like sometimes people get caught up in and like even with that, I feel like even fall into a pattern. You can fall into a pattern, rebound as well. But I feel like you can also fall into a pattern of well, not necessarily. Is it a pattern, or I want to say like where you feel like this is like what they're doing this like, so what you lacked in this last situation, they got this going on. So it looks rosy and whatever. So you get caught up.
Yeah.
And then you think that's better, and it's not. It's just beautifully packaged in a different packaging of the same shit, because you picked the same, like the pattern, right? The pattern. So they show you something that you lacked in the last situation, so you think it's better. Then you go over there and it's more the same, just in a different packaging, and it's unraveling very differently. So I feel like too, like I feel like people don't give themselves, or people don't allow people time to get over. And this is why I was talking to my sister the other day, and I was like, I feel like people always say, get over, you gotta get under. And I think that's weird to me. Like I feel like you can't.
Oh yeah, definitely weird. Yeah.
You can't. I feel like getting under complicates things, right? Because that's where you get the rebound, the situation. You feel like your eyes are kind of like, you see red flags. You see red flags, but you don't see them as red flags. You get caught up in and this is why I feel like sex is probably the last thing possible you need to be doing, let alone seriously trying to get involved with somebody right after a situation, because I feel like you need time to break. I feel like you need time to breathe. You need to figure out what you want, what you don't want. You got to heal from whatever it is that you went through, or didn't go through, or just heal from the break. Right. I feel like not allowing yourself to grieve a relationship, like, and I feel like you're grieving it because some things may have been good, some things just didn't work out for whatever reason. And I feel like some people, you don't allow yourself to grieve the relationship, and nobody really talks about that too. Grieving relationship, like, and to the point where it's not like you could say this person cheated. Some relationships don't end in cheat. Some relationships don't end in breaking the rule. It could be just that we identify that we don't work.
Right.
And that's a whole nother process in itself, because it will be easy to get over, I think. So some people, it's easy to get over, you cheated, so I left you. It's not I love you, but we just didn't work. So now I got to get used to not talking to you no more. Now I got to get used to just not being around you every day. Like those things. It's not that it was this you cheated or she cheated, he was doing some bullshit. Like it could have been other stuff outside of cheating. And it's like trying to get past that and move on because you don't want to bring that former baggage to the new relationship. So I feel like people don't allow themselves to grieve the old relationship to move past it or to really.
That's a good one. Yeah. I know we talked about that a long time ago, some years ago, about how you need to treat the end of a relationship similar to losing a loved one. Is you got to go through that grieving process. If you don't go through that grieving process, you can find yourself hurting somebody else because the way you process that grief with or the way you go through that grief without processing it, it can be detrimental to that new relationship. It can be catastrophic to dealing with a new person, especially.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to hear. I just wanted to know that because I feel like that's how I am. Like I feel like I'm not that. I've never been that person that moved on quickly. It was just like, okay, this is over, and like I don't like, and like I've heard that tried and true of to get over, to get under, and I'm like,
yeah.
That's like the opposite thing that I would want to do.
So well, and that's the thing. You definitely don't want to be the person that somebody got under while they were trying to get over somebody else. You just don't want that. You know, it sounds all. I guess it sounds sexy somehow. I don't know how, but I guess it sounds sexy somehow. Get over somebody. You got to get under somebody. I guess if that's all you was into it for was just the sex or just the passion and the fireworks, didn't go for it. But if you're looking for a real relationship, give that person a little space, a little time. And not to say you got to throw the attempt away. It's just you do have to be conscious and cognizant of what they need to go through. Let them heal before you put too much on them. You know,
I feel like that becomes that pressure. Like
that pressure that makes them run away for sure.
Single, you don't want any to answer, to talk to feel obligated. That obligation is crazy. Like, no, I don't want to feel obligated to do anything. I just want to just
exist.
So yeah, I just feel like it's I like we were talking about that. We was talking about we was watching the Sex and the City reboot on HBO. We were talking about that the other night, and I was just like, that's crazy because it's kind of like what I do, like when I'm not necessarily what I'm going through, because like going back to being single and getting out there, it's like I don't really like people right now. I'm just gonna be in my bubble. But like to know that it's like people could be rebounds. I'm like I've never been that person. Like to like be like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to this person real quick because now I'm done. Like, no, I don't want to be bothered. I want to be left alone immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I guess the question is like, do some people realize that they have that issue? You know, I mean, I'll be honest. You know, I had that issue early on in life where I didn't really take time to figure things out after a relationship. Not until I got divorced that I realized you have to really that I even realized that I really had to do that. And before that, it was more like feeling like just being done with the relationship was enough. I thought that was enough. I didn't realize that I needed to kind of go through a process. And then every relationship and situation before that was that big. I think I did have one or two, especially when I was younger, coming as a teenager, like, you definitely don't realize how much effort and emotion you put into a relationship at that time puts on you. So you do kind of jump out of that. But I think that, even just processing the fact that it was this person that hurt you, not everybody that hurts you or anybody that resembles this hurt you. I think that a lot of us make that mistake that we think that, oh, if I see this pattern or this type of person, then that person's going to do the same thing, and I definitely was one of those people guilty of blaming a type of person on this versus looking at it like, no, that was just that one person.
Because I feel like for me, it's like we talked about this on podcast before. I know personally, I don't date multiple people. I date I can meet people like, oh, you're cool. I'll talk to you. Once I decide that this person, I like this person more, that's the person I'm dating. Not for me, I don't have the luxury to be dating multiple people. I don't have the time, energy, or space to do any of that. So and that's just not who I am. I can't do that, right? Once I narrow down that I really like this person, I want to get to know them, like, and be invested in this person. I'm like, that's my focus. I don't want to be focused on 3 people or 4 people, 2 people for that matter. That's that person. So for me too, it's like the dating process for me is like, okay, so I can go. Like, I've been on dating sites, meet a guy and talk to a guy. And if I'm talking to one person more than the end, and I get excited to talk to this person, I don't want to talk to nobody else. This is the person I want to talk to. So like I said, I know people accuse me of not dating right because
Oh yeah.
Especially
Especially in 2025, right? Because they say date all of them. They say that now.
I never could do that. Not even in my young years. I just met somebody. I liked you. We didn't. Oh, God damn, it didn't work. I got to go start new. Like, I hate dating. Even now at 42, don't want to talk to anyone. Like, I do talk to people, but like, I don't want to talk to anyone and not on a consistent basis. Like, I'll say hi and bye. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I want to talk to you. I want to feel an obligation to talk to you every day because I really don't. Like, I really don't want, and for one, I don't want to waste your time because I know I'm not there anywhere near in that space.
Right.
But it's just weird for me. And it's like, I know that a lot of people tell me I date wrong. I should just date multiple people and go out on dates. And I'm like, I don't want to be bothered. Because I feel like, to me, that's obligation. I don't I have to have energy. I got to set up calendars when I'm going to, like, this sounds too much for me. I'm old school. I don't want that. Right.
Right.
But like, and even like the narrative of get under, get over to get under to get over. I don't want that. Like, because if that's the case, I would have been humped somebody else. Like, I don't want to do that. So like, I'm not putting it to like it has to be other people, but I just feel like it's one of them things that people like when you have these conversations. And when I watched the show, we were talking about, people moving on, their rate of moving on, how quickly they move along, how slowly people move along. And it's like, at that point, you ask yourself, like, when is the appropriate time? Like, is there a set time or a limit that in 30 days you have to be ready, or 60 days, 90 days?
That's a good question.
Time limit, because
right.
I'm in absolutely no rush to be talking down a fucking soul. Like, I don't want to be bothered. Right. Like, at all. I just want to be able to lay up in my bed, watch my shows, and mind my business. And then on top of that, my sister's like, yeah, go out and meet people. I don't even want to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to meet people. I don't even like people. And it's just funny because I feel like it's like this unspoken time limit that I don't know about.
Right.
And when we talk about these things, it's like I crack up because one of the guys in the group posted about the dudes taking long to move on. And I'm like, I think some of us females take mad long to move on too. I feel like some dudes I know move on very quickly. Some of us females don't be doing that. It's some that do. It's not everybody.
I have a friend who I remember him getting out of a very serious relationship, and I don't even think he waited till the relationship was fully over. I'm pretty sure it was like, right when he decided he was done, that he moved on. I think that I do know a person that had ended a serious relationship, a long-term relationship, and took them over a year, to finally feel like that they were ready. I think they dated. I think they may have, kind of put themselves out there a little bit, but they definitely weren't dating with the intention of getting into a relationship. They felt like they weren't ready. They felt like they need, and which I still found as unusual as a man to be that way. Like you said, I definitely see women do it all the time. Where with men, I think they definitely, generally will jump right back into the next thing quickly. I myself, it took me some years, as well as, I know a few people who gotten out of, previous marriages, and it took them some years. And I think that's probably more because it's more bigger shock to the system, as well as, people that are in longer term relationships that feel like they have to kind of recoup something, maybe get their freedom back, get their life back in order as a single person. So women and men that go through that, I see that as one of those reasons why it takes them a bit longer. But when you have these people that just, leave one relationship one day and then 2 days later they're looking for the next relationship, not
Yeah.
just dating this relationship. It's like, yeah, slow
How do
down.
you do that? Like, I don't get that. I don't get it. Like, for me, it's just like, ew. Like, and it's not judgment, but it's just like, I mean, I don't know. Like, for me, I can't. Like, I can't. And it's funny because I remember I jokingly, I remember my friends always say to me, "You the type of girl that I would go out to a club, meet a guy, we talk, and we be inseparable the whole time." Like, it's just I can't even go to the club and like a dude. Like, it's very rare that I go in and like anybody because I hate people, right? But when I meet somebody and I act like them, it's like me and this person are in the club, like we've been in a relationship for 7 years. And I just met you, and like we're hugged up the whole time. It's just natural for me. And that's why my friends say, you can't be a hoe. I'm like, I tried. It doesn't work for me. I fall in love. Like, that was her joke for me forever. Like, you can't even you can't even go out and meet somebody and next thing y'all in a relationship for like forever. And I'm like, I tried. I didn't know what happened. I'm not that.
You ain't trying hard enough, Sonny.
Like, I'm that person.
Be outside for a change.
No, my best friend would tell me, you be outside and love holding hands, skipping through the meadows and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Bitch, now you're at the club, meet him at the club, and y'all in love the whole time. You go in the club to meet him, and y'all just like, dancing. You ain't dancing with nobody. I don't dance with nobody anyway, but like, I dance with him. That was my boo, whatever. She's like, you know, I know that really be in love in the club. Like, no, but like, we take it out the club too. We be out. And shit. Like, that's the type of person I am. But like, I just think it's funny because, like, at my age now, it's like I really don't understand it, and like I've never understood it. Even back in the day, but like even at this big age now, it's like, y'all really still saying that? Like, people,
right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's still a thing. That's still a thing for sure.
Like, y'all still doing that? Like, just like the rebound. Like, y'all still doing that? Because I don't even want to be bothered. Like, because I feel like it's. And then I'd be mad because you get your needs, and it's like, damn, I don't like this nigga no more. But like, I can't have nothing now. Like, it'll be easy because dudes be like this. They smell blood in the water. Like, hey, I think she might be outside.
Right, exactly.
Not outside at all.
They be knowing. Somehow they be knowing.
Like, no. It's like they smell in the water like somebody's outside now. Right. It's like, no, I'm good. I don't want to be bothered. Like, I don't even want to be I don't know how people do it, but I mean, shout out to y'all that can do it. I can't. I'm this.
Well, Sonny, tell the folks where they can find you.
Y'all can find me everywhere. I am Sonny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, go follow my new Instagram, Rap Queen 83, for my rapping business and my baskets that I make. You can check that out there. I'm going to be updating more content there, and also go to my website, Unreservedly Me. I posted some content there in the last couple of weeks, so check it out. For
sure. Make sure you guys interact with Hype over at I Am Hype. That's HYMPE. He's Hype, not Hype. He's not geeked up. Follow him on Twitter and IG. Make sure you get over to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. That's Mondays at 2 a.m. He has new episodes that drop on your favorite audio platform. Also check out Custom Hustle World and H2H Cleaners. He will fly out if you provide the cash.
That part.
And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. I told myself I was going to remember what I recently saved, but now I do know what I just recently saved. I saved a lot of Jadakiss, Fabulous, and a couple of new artists as well. So make sure you guys go check that out on stylesradio.com. A lot of old school tracks with Jadakiss and Fabulous on there. I got into a whole bag with both of them. So make sure you guys check that out. WillieStyles.info for all my links. You see it in the caption. Make sure you hit me up on there. And as always, make sure you guys get over to our show or check out all of our shows, all of our content at gftradioshow.com. You can get all of the links on our socials, GFT_radio on Twitter and Instagram, GFT Radio on Twitch, GFT Radio Network on Facebook. Join the conversation group over on Facebook. Make sure you guys do that. Also, you can listen free on demand 24/7 on all your favorite audio platforms, as well as on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. You can watch the replays of our video podcast. So make sure you guys do that. And until next time, you know where to find us. Google us, hit us up, like, share, subscribe. We are
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all of our social media sites.